Hi guys, I sent you and your parents a special recipe over the weekend, and it's on how to create a special dough, which is called salt dough. Now, salt dough can be really fun because there's a lot of things that you can make from it. The number one thing that you can make are sculptures. And so you might remember our song that we've been singing this year, but we have a song about where we see art. And we say this. We say, art is all around us, around us, around us. Art is all around us. I see it everywhere. I see it in a sculpture, a sculpture, a sculpture. Art is all around us. I see it everywhere. So today we're going to be making a sculpture, so everybody say sculpture, out of salt dough. And I went ahead and I already made some dough. It's taken me a couple of tries, but this version is using 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of salt, and a half a cup of water. And if you make it and it seems too sticky or too wet like mine was, you just sprinkle in a little more flour and sprinkle in a little bit more salt, and then you mix those 3 things together. So I have my salt dough. This one I'm going to let dry out. The other more challenging version I made over the weekend, and you heat it up on the stove top. And I'll show you a picture right now of what that looked like on my stove top when I was making it. And then it all came together into a nice little ball like this. So the first thing you can do to warm up, once you have mixed up your salt dough and it's ready to go, you can start by sculpting a ball. Now, when I sculpt a ball, I would like to roll it really smoothly between my hands. Another place you could try it is on the table. Now, the cool thing about salt dough is if you put it in a Ziploc bag, you could store it in the refrigerator and use it later. But if you want to sculpt the thing now and you let it dry out, your sculpture will become very hard, like a real sculpture. And I wanted to teach you guys today how to sculpt a rare Australian animal. So I have my little drawing of Australia here. Can everybody say Australia? That's right. And Australia is a continent in the southern and the eastern hemisphere of the world. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to make a special animal called the echidna. Everybody say echidna? That's right. And echidnas are very rare. They are mammals, and they're kind of spiky like a porcupine, and they have long noses like an anteater, and they have been around for a very long time. They've survived. They actually lay eggs. So if you'd like to, you can sculpt your echidna's eggs later as well, which will be fun because you can pinch smaller pieces off of the big piece to make the eggs. So let's hop onto the overhead view so you can see what I have out on my table, and then we'll start to sculpt together. Let's get started. Okay, so here I am. I have the ball that I made, and now what I do is I want to kind of squish it and notice the actual shape of the echidna's body, which is more like an egg, and it's kind of long. So that's the first thing I'm going to do to make my echidna, is just kind of sculpt the body and shape the body. Another option to do would be make a smaller ball and attach it for the head, but I'm a little nervous that that's not gonna, let's see if I pinch it on. Okay, so that does work. So you can make a smaller ball for the head and pinch it on, or you can just make one long body. The next thing you really want to do is you want to pinch the nose, because did you hear me say that the echidna's nose is long like an anteater? It kind of is in the same family as a platypus. Platypus, I used to have a book about when I was a kid, and that was one of my favorite animals. So the platypus beak is more flat, and the echidna's mouth or snout is a little more pointy and long like an anteater, okay? So now I've got the shape for my echidna's body, the head and the snout, all right? Now, can you guess what I still need to add? I want to add some really prickly spines to my echidna, and I also want to add legs. Now for the legs, I'm just going to pinch out. So pinching is a technique that clay artists like to use. I'm going to pinch out some cute little legs there. And I'm also going to, here we go. I've got 4 little legs. Now echidnas, to protect themselves, they're covered in spines. Can anybody think of another animal that uses little spikes or spines or has some kind of protective covering? I'm thinking of a porcupine. What are you thinking of? All right, so now I've got a good shape for the body. And I collected, and I've been doing a lot of collecting some sticks and some twigs on my morning walk. So my next step is gonna be to snap the twigs. And I don't even need to cut them, I can use my fingers. I guess cutting would be another option. That one was hard to break. I'm gonna snap the twigs or cut the twigs, and I'm gonna get the size that I want, and I'm gonna stick them into my echidna's body until he's covered in these awesome protective spikes. All right, so my echidna is almost done. Okay, now you can see I took some time. I cut up some little spikes and I have my little echidna's spines. I could actually put more, but I want to go ahead and add some eyes. You can do that with a pencil. You can just poke 2 little eyes and you can paint them later, okay? So that's the beginning of the echidna. The next thing I can do with my salt dough is I can start to fill in my continent with clay. That's something I love to do. I can tear off little pieces of the dough and I can start sticking it in to fill up. I can start filling up the continent with salt dough. All right, so just kind of pressing it down, and this is also a fun activity. Now to seal it, I do use white glue, and I water it down, I paint it on when it's dry so that it doesn't keep crumbling. It may crack a little. What can help with that would be to paint it like Australia. We've done this before where we painted Africa and it turned out really, really cool. So that's just something else that you can do with your salt dough is you can actually paint a continent, and filling in the shape can be really, really fun. All right. So make sure you get all the little pieces of Australia, like this long little peninsula. And now I'm going to show you some other things that you can do with your salt dough. So you've created an Australian animal. Does anybody know any other Australian animals that they could create? You could try that. You could do an outline of the continent on a little canvas board and paint it. And let me show you, I'm going to switch views and show you one more thing that you can do. All right, friends, so I hope you really enjoyed creating that echidna sculpture, and when it dries, remember you can have some fun and you can paint it. Perhaps you created a little, oops, is it upside down, a little outline of Australia, a little topographical or textural map, and other things that you can do with your extra salt dough. You can make some beads, which is really fun. So to make beads, I make little balls. They're like little clay beads. I roll up the dough and it's gonna dry incredibly hard. And then I take like a pencil or even one of my leftover sticks or a toothpick, and I use it to make, you want to make sure they have really good holes. So that way, if you want to string them on something later, you can. You can put them on a lace or even on a pipe cleaner. So you can make some salt dough balls and let them dry. You can make some square beads and do those. And with your extra dough, I also thought it would be fun to do a little leaf bowl. So I grabbed some big, I think these are maple leaves. I grabbed a big maple leaf this morning on my walk, and I'm gonna roll out a slab. Can everybody say slab? A slab is a big flat shape. I'm gonna roll out my slab. You need a little rolling pin to do this. Grab my gosh, where my son is moved everything. To roll out a slab, you just need a little. To roll out a slab, you need a little wooden rolling pin. This is actually a painter's, printmaker's dowel that I'm using. And you can make a ball first with your hands by kneading the dough. You can press it down flat. I'm pressing my dough down really, really flat. All right, and then, let's see. I wonder if I can put it like, oh yeah, that would be good. Way out in front of me. Okay, I have an idea. All right. I'm gonna roll it out. Here we go. Nice and flat. I don't want it too flat. I want it like a thick pancake. This is the fun part. I almost want mine bigger because I want to make a nice big leaf bowl to hold all of my special objects at home. So again, I'm pinching the dough. I'm rolling it out. Now, this dough is still really wet. Here we go. But I kind of like a little bit of wetness to balance the dryness. All right. Rolling out the dough. Rolling it out. All right. Flipping it over, making sure it's not sticking to the table. Now, you don't want it too thin here. You want it nice and thick. I'm going to make a gorgeous leaf print. Okay. Let's press it out here. Okay. Press the one there. Okay. Okay. Now I have a really big slab. So if you have a really big leaf, you're going to need it pretty big. But actually this leaf is probably a better size because it actually fits. I'm going to put the vein side of the leaf down. So see all the bumpy veins? I want to roll those into my dough. Yay. And then the leaf is going to look like it's stuck in the dough. Then what you're going to do is take a plastic knife and you're going to go around it and you're going to cut away. You're going to remove the excess dough. So I'm going to skip the stem because the stem is not going to be really super duper strong. So I'm going to cut all the way around. And students, take your time cutting and separating. Until you get all the way around the edge of your bowl. And remember, the more details that you do, the better it's going to look. The more realistic it's going to be. Then, let's see. Peel it off. Ooh, that's cool. Now, the last thing you're going to need is a little water. Just smooth out the edges. You don't want it too wet, so just dip like one finger if you want to smooth some edges there. All right. And then, let's see. I have a little plate. I wanted something with a curve, and I'm going to place it on top of the curve, and I'm going to let it dry. So I've got to pick up the whole entire thing, and I'm going to place it over the curve. And I can do the same thing on the back. I can smooth out any bumps or any lumps. I'm going to let it dry for 24 hours for one day. And then when I come back, I'm going to have a leaf tray. So salt dough is one of those things that can be super fun to play with. Maybe you want to try doing other Australian animals. All right, artists, so I hope you really enjoyed the lesson on salt dough sculptures. We've made a lot of different things. We did an outline of a map of Australia. We did an Australian animal, the echidna. We did a bowl or a tray that's now drying, and also some fun little beads. So you can totally let your imagination guide you. Any animals that you would like to explore, tropical fish, which can be done flat like this. So I encourage you to have fun, explore. If you do create something, be sure to share the pictures with me so that I can see. And I'll be back soon with another art lesson for you next week.